Not too sure really. Yeah, it's seemed to happen in fast forward. Pitch was pretty good. Didn't really feel like a 30 wicket in 5-session kind of test match, but yeah, it seems to be the way a few of these test matches are going. I think some really good bowling in there. At times, some not, some a little bit below average batting. Myself included. So that's probably why it's a bit accelerated. Yeah, I'd say. Conditions is one. Also, probably Scotty Boland's class is the other one. That's why it becomes a conversation. And yeah, it does seem like a lot of the test matches are accelerated. So, but like we know how valuable Nath is. I think he's fit enough to play as many as he needs to. So it's like any test, always kind of work out the makeup. Before the press the other day, I hadn't really had a good look, and within 5 minutes of looking, we're like, okay, actually probably need him out there. But yeah, it's conditions, but also Scotty Boland's class. You always kind of interrogate every option. Yeah, felt a lot better this week. Didn't feel rhythm felt a little bit off at times last week. Probably a little bit conditions related. A little bit had a sore toe at times last week, and it was lovely end to bowl at this top end. Really happy. Physically feel awesome. Really happy to get through 2 tests and felt like I could do what I want really today with the ball, which is good. Yeah, I think again if we want to be state number 1 in the world and really win every test match and be as good as we think we can be, I think we're probably a little bit below par both test matches. A couple of obviously shining lights. I'm like. Greeny had an awesome series. Every time he batted, he looked really solid. I think we probably could have extended that lead yesterday and really taken that game away from them. Put on a 250 lead plus, and that goes to me as well. I'm one of the batting group, finding a way to, when they had that little run of wickets last night. How do we try and just weather that storm? A couple of top order wickets that maybe they'd like another crack at. No, you never really plan for that. It looked like a pretty good pitch. Really happy with how it all came together. Obviously, Starkey's first couple of hours really set up the game for us. I don't think you can bank on that being the case every test match. Once we got a big lead like that early on, felt like we could. In the first half of the game, we could really take the game away from Bangladesh. I don't think so. I think that was a really good pitch. Good pace of bounce today. A little bit of sideways movement, but not extreme yesterday at all, really. So I thought it was actually a very, very good wicket. And today's day 2, I think today was pretty good batting wicket. Particularly by the end of today, it felt like it was pretty consistent. I think tomorrow, day 4 would have been awesome as well. Showable, I thought he bowled really well. Obviously got a bit of a run last night, swinging the ball late. Pretty good breeze for the left-handers this game, but I thought he was pretty impressive. I don't reckon I can guarantee anyone really. He's not scored the runs he would have liked. I did say a couple of days ago, and I think it still stands. He's been batting fantastically well, kind of off the field, but it doesn't mean much. You've got to kind of convert that into runs out there. So we've got a bit of time. Selectors get together, I'm sure, in the next probably week or 2 and start nutting out that next test squad. We know his class when he's at his best. Obviously going to this series, we thought he was pretty close to his best, but need to obviously start transferring that into runs out there. So we'll see in the next couple of weeks. I think you have to. If we're not scoring the runs, you have to look at your style and your method. And I think it's still we try and keep that quite individual. Everyone goes about it a little bit differently. I think if you take last week, I thought Bangladesh kind of played at their tempo. They slow played a little bit, and we could have perhaps been a little bit more patient. So I don't think it's always hitting your way out of trouble. But I think when the conditions do get a little bit extreme, we don't want batters who are sitting ducks. You've got to try and find a way to turn over the strike, make your margin of error a little bit smaller, make the bowler think about, make them a little bit worried about missing their spot. I think anytime we don't take 20 wickets, we're pretty disappointed. So it was great to bounce back. This week, very different conditions, but I thought we made some good adjustments. and pretty much from ball one got our lengths probably a little bit better than last week, and didn't let up. So it was great. Yeah, really happy. I think you'll wait, but everyone's pulled up pretty well, got through the test fine. So yeah, it's the two big boys took fifers this series. I was happy with how I bowled, so hopefully we can all take some confidence going into the next series. Yeah, so we'll have a little bit of a break and then probably be part of some of that white ball series before South Africa, but feel like we're in a good spot. I mean, it's probably more self-pride than anything else. Once you lose a match, you're pretty desperate to win the next one, but I'm not sure it makes you try any harder, but we needed to bounce back, so glad we did. Yeah, yeah, I think I'll be part of at least some of it, not sure. I think, I'm not sure I should say this, Cole, but I think the focus is the test series, so a lot of the white ball, how we play that would be with an eye to the white ball, to the red ball, so I'd imagine it'd be 1, 2, kind of probably maximum 3 games out of those 6. And yeah, so we'll probably all have, I imagine, a week or 2 off bowling, and then still do gym work, and then we'll start building up for that series. So we got content camp, which is always a fun couple of weeks. I'm sure I'll see you out there. I think it's in Sydney, so that's good. I'm at home at least. And then yeah, I'll probably have an extra week if I don't play the Zimbabwe's and some of the other guy. I don't think it's all on conditions. I definitely think some of the test matches, say MCG, that was quite extreme, but say Perth Stadium or this one wasn't extreme enough for a 2-day. I think the trend is probably seems to be a few more wickets on day one in a lot of these test matches. But yeah, I can't quite put my finger on it. It's, my first season or 2 felt very attritional, and I think my first Ashes series was every single game went 5 days. So I'm biased. I much prefer it when it's a bit shorter than that, but maybe somewhere in between. I think if every test was like this, then perhaps. But I mean, I think both 2 test matches here, kind of you go into, the results were maybe not what we thought, which I think that's what Test cricket is about. There's still so many unknowns going to day one. You're still tossing up, do I bat, do I bowl? What's this pitch going to do? Do we have the right makeup? I think that still holds true. So you wouldn't want every test match to be 2 days, but as long as there's still that kind of intrigue, I think that's good. Yeah, they're a really strong side. We had a big series against them here in Australia a couple of years back, and we probably exceeded expectation, played really well. And then they got us back at Lords last year and outplayed us there. So it's going to be big, obviously, in their home conditions. Places we haven't played Test cricket in for a while, so conditions are always a little bit unknown. Even the difference between Durban to, say, Cape Town can be quite different styles of pitches. So yeah, it's going to be great. That's why I love playing Test cricket. It's all different conditions, different opponents, different parts of the world. So can't wait. Don't know. I think there was a fair bit of good bowling today. It's good batting wicket, but it still means it's quite fast and bouncy, which is probably quite different to home conditions. So maybe a mix of both.